The closest thing to fresh air in the...
Yo, what's up, Tiny Bean? What's up, Sazzy? What's up, Mr. Luke? What is up? What is up? How we doing?
Charger. Where's my charger from the kitchen?
I just grabbed it for
Why?
live streams. I'm on live right now. Alright, guys. Mr. Luke, all the colors. Let's get this set up a little bit better. What's up, Mr. Luke? How we doing? Alright, guys. Alright, here we go. Guys, make sure you're hitting that like. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Let me get this all set up. Thank you guys all for coming. I appreciate it. Let's get this set up. Here we go. You ate my charger. That was my dad. I took his charger. What's up, Nushi? How we doing? Alright, here we go. Where's my pen, guys? Just had it. Let's see. You knew it. Alright, what's up, Mr. Luke? Alright, we're gonna write Mr. Luke. I don't like this pen, though. I need a different one. Alright, Mr. Luke. Alright. Luke, I'm gonna do like 3 colors. So let's get yours going, man. Alright. Here we go. Here we go. Alright, what other color should we add here? We should do one for Jackson Matthews. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Alright. Mr. Luke, there you go. I hope you enjoy it, Mr. Luke. Awesome, Mr. Luke. Let's get it going. Jackson Matthews, let's go. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right. Start out with some pink, black. Here we go. Here we go. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, Jackson Matthews, there you go. I hope you enjoy, my friend. There you go. All right, Nushi, let's go. All right, here we go, Nushi. You guys watch the World Cup today? Spain won. Here we go, here we go. Spain won the World Cup. What a game. All right, let's do a red, pink, and blue. All right, let's go, Nushi. Here we go, here we go. All right, here we go. All right, let's see some more names coming in here. Let's go. Awesome. Here we go. Here we go. All right, Nushi. Here we go. Here we go. All right, Nushi. There you go. There you go. Hey, guys, make sure you are subscribing. Thanks for all coming in here. Make sure you guys subscribe. All right, Cameron. I'll do 3 colors for Cameron. All right, let's get it going. All right, Jonathan, I see you in the chat. I got you, my guy, Jonathan. All right, Jonathan, here we go. Eldar, all right, I got you as well. Guys, make sure you guys are liking and subscribing. Here we go, here we go. All right. Here we go, here we go. All right, here we go. Cameron, there you are, there you are. All right, guys, make sure we're hitting that like button. Make sure we're hitting that subscribe button. Also, we appreciate any gifts or super chats. Right now, there is no line, but large gifts and super chats make you skip the line. All right, Ian, Ava. I got you guys both added to the list. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Jonathan, there you are. There you are. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, here we go. Eldar, let's go, let's go. All right, here we go. Pink and red. All right, let's get this one spinning. Here we go, here we go. All right, Parker, I got you. I got you, Heidi. Do not worry. Alright, guys, make sure you guys are subscribing. Great to see you guys here. Alright, here we go, here we go. You subscribed, Heidi? Thank you so much for subscribing, Heidi. I appreciate it. Alright. Brody, I got you. Alright, make sure you guys are subscribing. Great to have you guys. What's up, Ranger? There we go. Ranger Danger back in the chat. Good to have him. Eldar, there you go, there you go. Guys, say hi to Ranger. He's in the chat. Here we go, here we go. Alright. Cooper, you just subscribed. Alright, thank you, Cooper, for subscribing. I will get you added right now. Alright, guys, here we go, here we go. Alright, Cooper. Alright, thanks, Cooper, for subscribing. Good to have you. Alright, here we go, here we go. Alright, Ian, there you are, my friend. There you go. Alright, Ava, let's go, let's go. Alright, guys, make sure we are subscribing. Good to have all you guys here. Thank you, thank you. Alright, here we go, here we go. You subscribed, Josiah. Thank you so much for subscribing, Josiah. I got you. Alright, Josiah, add it to the line. Here we go, here we go. Hannah, you subscribed. Thanks, Hannah. Alright, Hannah, just added you to the line. There we go, there we go. Alright, let's take a look at this one. Let's go, let's go. Alright, there you go, Ava. There you go. Alright, Parker. Let's go. Let's do a little bit of white with some red for Parker. Here we go. Let's go, Parker. Here we go, here we go. Alright, here we go. Spencer, you're subscribed. Alright, I got you. Spencer, here we go, here we go. Alright, here we go. Guys, make sure you guys are subscribing. Here we go. Parker, there you go. Awesome. Next up is going to be Heidi. Thank you so much, Heidi, for subscribing. Let's get you going. Here we go. Am I in Seattle? Yes, I am in Seattle. You're subscribed. Thank you so much. James, thank you for subscribing. I got you added to the list. All right, James, here we go. Here we go. You subscribed and your name's Sky. All right, Sky, thank you so much for subscribing. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, Braden, thank you so much for subscribing. Great to have you in here. All right, Diora, I got you. All right, we got our little line going here. Here we go, here we go. Heidi, there we go, there we go. Awesome, next up is going to be Brody. Let's get Brody spinning right now. Here we go. All right, purple, black. And then we'll do a little bit of yellow in there for Brody. Here we go, here we go. All right, here we go, here we go. All right, let's take a look at this one. Here we go, here we go. Brody, there you go. Awesome, next up is going to be Cooper. Coop Dog, let's go. All right, let's go, Cooper. All right, Cooper. Let's get a little bit of orange in there for Cooper. Let's get a little bit of green. Then we'll throw a little bit of red in there for Cooper. All right, let's go, Cooper. Here we go, here we go. All right, Coop Dog. Here we go, here we go. All right, here we go. All right, Cooper. Here we go, here we go. All right, the first one to send a super chat or a gift will get their own spin art. The first person. I'm only choosing the first person to do it. All right, everybody subscribe. So, subscribe, guys. But first person to send a super chat or a gift skips the line. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, let me know. I see we got some of the Wonder. That one. Let me know. Let me know. Which one do you want? Here we go. Here we go. Both of you that just sent a super chat, I mean a gift, let me know. I will do both of you guys. Just you two for sending it. So let me know your name and the colors you want. So let's go. I'm looking for it. Hold up. I'm gonna do your username if I don't see one in here. Here we go. Come on, put it in. Let's go. All right, I don't see it, so I'm gonna write your guys' usernames down real quick. All right, BLUEBR-19B. I'm gonna write thank you. All right, and then I'm also gonna do one for who is the first person to do it? The one, oh my gosh, that's a long name. Hey, here we go, here we go. Then we're gonna go back to my chat, but I gotta write this one down real quick. Worm. Oh my gosh, it's a long one. All right, here we go, here we go. Let's get these ones going right now. Let's go, let's go. Here we go. Josiah, there you are, there you are. All right. The Wonder Worm number 1738. All right, we're going to write, hold on, let me write thank you on here real quick. Thank you so much. All right, here we go, here we go. All right, here we go. Go. Thanks. All right, next up is going to be ooh. Here we go, here we go. All right, let's go. All right, let's get this one going right now. Here we go, here we go. Here we go. Awesome. There you go. Thank you so much. There you go. There you go. All right. Here we go. Let's do Hannah. Hannah in the chat. All right. First person to send a super chat or a gift will get their own spin art done, and they'll skip the line. First person only. Also, make sure we're subscribing. All right, here we go, here we go. Let's take a look. All right, Hannah, there you go, there you go. Awesome, Hannah, let's go. All right, next up is going to be Spencer. Let's go, Spencer. All right, here we go, here we go. All right, let's go. Do a little bit of green with some black in the middle. Here we go. All right, here we go, here we go. Make sure we're subscribing, guys. Great to have all you guys in here. Make sure we are subscribing. All right, here we go. Awesome. Spencer, Black Spider-Man. There you go, my guy. All right. Let's go, let's go. James, Mr. James, LeBron James. Let's go. All right, we don't know where LeBron's going, but he was a Laker. Let's do a little bit of yellow with some purple. All right, here we go, here we go. All right, guys, here we go. Xavier, you're subscribed. I got you. Thank you for subscribing, guys. Make sure we are subscribing. Thank you, Xavier, for subscribing. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Here we go. James, there you go. There you go. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Hey, Range or moderator, you can time out Dio12AZ. No spamming, guys. All right. Here we go. You can time her out for 5 minutes. All right. Let's go, guys. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go. Gracie, I got you. Thank you so much for subscribing. I got you, Gracie. All right. Zyla, here we go. All right. Sophia, let me get you added as well. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Awesome. Here we go. Sky with the sky blue. Here we go. Here we go. Awesome. Let's go, Braden. Braden, thank you so much for being a subscriber. Let's get yours going, my friend. All right, Braden. Here we go. All right, let's throw a little bit of red in there on the outside. Here we go, Braden. Awesome. Alright, let's do some more names in here. Alright, here we go. Corbin! Let's go, Corbin. Alright, here we go, here we go. Leo! I got you, Leo. Here we go, you've been added to the list. Alright, the first person to send a super chat or gift will skip the line. The first person to do it. Only the first person. Alright, here we go, here we go. Braden, there we go. Make sure we're liking and subscribing, guys. Alright, Hendrix, here we go, here we go. Hendrix, you are the winner. Thank you for sending a gift. So, I'm going to write down your username. Here we go, here we go. Hendrix, U30. Here we go, here we go. Alright, let me look in the chat. Is there any more from Hendrix? Alright, here we go, Hendrix. That's what we're going to do. Alright, here we go, Hendrix. Alright, Hendrix, if I see a chat from you with your name and colors, I will get to it. If I see a chat from you, right now I'm doing your username, but if I see a chat from you, I'll do it. But I just have to see it. But I'm doing your username just in case I do not see your chat. Alright, here we go, here we go. Hendrix, there you go, there you go. Awesome, next up is going to be Diora. Alright, Jonathan. I'm going to do that one. Here we go. JONATHAZEBEDO. Alright, I got you. Alright, go Seahawks, I agree. Here we go, here we go. Alright, Deora, there you are, there you are. Thank you for sending the gift, Jonathan Asvedo19V. I'm going to write your username and thank you. Unless you put in the chat your name and your colors.
Manny Shams sent a star.
That's only worth like 1 penny. So, unless you put something in the chat, I'm going to do your username. And so if I don't see your chat, I got your username at least. So, here we go, here we go. Alright, here we go, here we go. Jonathan, there we go. Or not Jonathan, but there you go, there you go. Awesome, here we go, here we go. Xavier, let's go. Alright. Let's go, come on now. Alright guys, let's take a look at this one. Let's go, let's go. Alright, Xavier. Here we go, here we go. Alright, I'll do one for Maddie. Alright, Maddie Chance. Alright, thank you. Here we go, here we go. Alright, here we go, here we go. Let's go, guys. Alright, thank you, Maddie. Here you go. Alright, guys. We have a line, but you skip the line if you send a large gift or a super chat. Here we go. Alright, remember, large gift, guys. Small gifts, do not skip the line. Alright, guys. Make sure you're subscribing. Here we go. Large gifts skip the line. Small gifts do not. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Gracie. Alright. I'll be nice and I'll do another one for Maddie Shanes real quick. Alright, here we go. Here we go. We don't have cookies. Tiny bean. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Awesome. Here we go. Here we go. Metashanks. There you go. Awesome. Here we go. Here we go. Dallas Cowboys. Oh, man. Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott. Is he the guy? I don't know if he's the guy. This guy, come playoff time, this guy can't do it. But they are a good team. They're a little scary, though, because you never know what you're going to get. You never know what Cowboys are going to show up. All right, here we go. Kelly, let's get you added to the line. Kelly. Jose, let's get you added to the line as well. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, there you go. Hope you enjoy. There you are. There you are. Kelly's going to keep sending the waves that say hi. All right. Kelly, let's get yours done real quick. All right. Here we go. Here we go. All right, guys, make sure we're subscribing. Great to have every single one of you in here. Make sure we're locking. Make sure we're subscribing. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Here we go. Let's go. Kelly. Here we go. Here we go. Awesome. All right. Let's get Hendricks going real quick. All right. Here we go. All right. Hendricks. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Let's take a look at Hendricks. Here we go. Hendricks, there you go, my friend. Awesome, awesome. There you go. Awesome. There you go. All right, Lauren. Here we go. All right, here we go. Here we go. Usually don't do them on these small ones, but I'll make an exception and do it on these small gifts. All right. Here we go. Let's get some more people in the line. Here we go. Here we go. What's up, Mitch? How we doing, Mitch? All right. Here we go. Here we go. All right, Lauren. There you go. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Sophia, coming up. I'm hungry. I am hungry too. So. All right, here we go. Here we go. I got you, Rodney. Do not worry. Rodney, I got you added to the line. Thank you so much for coming. All right, guys, here we go. Let's keep it going. All right, all right. Here we go. I gotta look. All right. Let's take a look. Sophia, there you go. There you go. Awesome. All right. Corbin, coming up right now. Let's go. All right. Here we go. Here we go. All right, Ramsey. Guys, make sure we are subscribing. Great to have every single one of you in here. So make sure we are subscribing. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Here we go. All right. Let's take a look. Corbin. Here you go. Here you go. All right, let's go, Leo. All right, Leo. Here we go. Here we go. All right, Leo. Getting this one spinning right now. Let's do one. I'll do a special one for the Dallas Cowboys because we have Dallas Cowboys in here. All right, Dallas Cowboys. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, Leo. There you go. There you go. Awesome. Dallas Cowboys. Let's go. All right, let's do a little bit of blue with some black and some white. That's a special one for the Dallas Cowboys. All right, here we go. Here we go. Happy birthday to everyone in the chat. I see a couple birthdays in here. Happy birthday. All right, here we go. Here we go. What's up, Zachy? I got you added to the list. Do not worry. All right, Kong, I got you added as well. What's up, Denise? How you doing? All right, here we go. Here we go. Thank you, Kaylee, for the 2 jewels. Thank you so much. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, Jose. Here we go. All right, let's get this one spinning. Let's go. Let's go. Dia, I got you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to everybody in the chat. Dia, I got you, spinner. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, Jose. All right, next up is going to be Mitch. All right, Mitch, let's get this one spinning. Here we go. Here we go. All right. There we go. Cool Kai P6R. Let me know your name and the colors you want. If I don't see your chat, I'm going to write just your username. All right. Cool Kai P6R. All right. I don't see anything in the chat, so Argentina. That's what we're going to write on the bottom. All right. Here we go. Here we go. There you go, Mitch. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Let's get this Argentina one going. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Do a little bit of blue with some white. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, there you go. There you go. Awesome. Next up is going to be Rodney. Here we go. Here we go. Guys, make sure you're subscribing. If you have not subscribed, make sure we're subscribing. I like your name. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do Mike. That's a cool name. I got you, Mike. M-I-K-E. Mike. Pretty cool. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Rodney. There you go. Awesome. Next up is going to be Ramsey. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Here we go. Here we go. N-I-L-E-S-H. I got you. You are added to that line. Here we go. All right. Megan, you have skipped the line. So, Megan, what color do you want? What name do you want on it? If I don't hear from you, I'm going to just write your username. But Megan, thank you so much. Megan Burn. I'm going to put that as 2 separate names. Megan Burnor. All right, I'm going to write Megan Bernor, purple, pink, and white. Hope that's what you want. Here we go, here we go. Purple, pink, and white. Here we go. I'm going to write thank you. That was a big gift, so you get it. All right, here we go. Megan Barner. Purple, pink, and white. Let's go. All right. All right, let's go, Megan. Here we go. All right, here we go. Megan, there you go. There you go. Awesome, awesome. Here we go. Here we go. All right, next up is going to be Zachy. Here we go, Zachy. All right, Zachy. Max, thank you for the jewels. I appreciate it, Max. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, Zachy. There you go. There you go. All right, next up is going to be Kong. Let's go. All right, let's get this one spinning. Here we go. Here we go. All right, guys, if you have not subscribed, make sure you are subscribing. All right, here we go, here we go. All right, let's take a look at this one. Here we go. All right, calm. There you are, there you are. All right, Denise. Here we go. Awesome, let's go, Denise. All right, let's go a little bit of red with some yellow for Denise. All right, here we go, here we go. All right, guys, keep it coming. Great to have all you guys. Make sure we are subscribing. Thank you guys all for coming. Denise, there you go, there you go. Awesome, Daya, let's go. All right. Here we go, here we go. Let's get this one spinning. Here we go. Awesome. Next up is going to be Mike. There we go. Daya. There you go, there you go. All right, Mike. Here we go, here we go. Let's go, Mike. Here we go. All right, here we go, here we go. Awesome. Next up is going to be another leash. Oh, you're coming, I see your chat now. You're coming up next. Do not worry. Mike. There you go, there you go. All right, let's write down some more names. So after we do this name, we have some more. Let's go, Alex. I got you, Alex. All right, here we go. Blue and green. I like blue and green, like the Seahawks. Here we go. All right, I got you, Bob. B-O-B, Bob. Here we go, here we go. Kirk, Kirko James. What's up, Kirk? Am I right, Kirk? All right. All right, here we go, here we go. All right, let's take a look at this one. Nullish, there you go, there you go. Kirko Chains. I'm going to have you skip the line. I like your name. Kirko Chains. Let's go. All right, let's go, Kirk. All right, here we go, here we go. Kirko Chains. Let's go. Awesome. Here we go. Aiden. A-I-D-E-N. All right, Aiden, I got you. Add it to the line. Do not worry, my guy. All right, here we go. All right, Elizabeth. Range, make sure only time it out for 30 seconds, unless I say so. Just 30 seconds range. Not range, sorry. Tiny bean, tiny bean. Just 30 seconds is the max we're doing. Here we go, here we go. All right, Kirk. There you go, there you go. Awesome. Alex, let's go. Start off with 5 seconds, though. Hey, Tiny Bean, 30 seconds is the most if it's crazy. Start off with 5. All right, here we go, here we go. All right, here we go, here we go. Alex, there you are, my friend. There you go. All right. All right. Do like 10 seconds. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Only do a minute if it's like really bad. All right. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Let's go, let's go. Shiv, I got you. All right, here we go, here we go. Bob, there you are, there you are. All right, Aiden, let's go. All right, pink and yellow for my guy, Aiden. Here we go, here we go. All right, here we go. All right, Clayton. Clayton Toon. You guys know that name? Football player. Arizona Cardinals at the time. I like him. All right, here we go. Has to be a large gift range. The small gifts do not skip the line. All right, Aiden. There we go. There we go. Elizabeth, let's go. Then you can do a minute, Tiny Bean, after that. Just start off with 10. If they keep doing it, then do a minute. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, next up is going to be Shiv. All right, make sure we are subscribing, guys. Make sure we are subscribing. Here we go. Here we go. Elizabeth. There we go. There we go. Awesome. All right, Shiv is next. Let's go. Here we go. Yellow and blue. Here we go. Here we go. All right, guys, here we go. All right, Shiv, there you go. There you go. Awesome. Next up is Clayton. Let's go, Clayton. We'll start off with some red with Clayton's name. Here we go. Here we go. All right, red and white for Clayton. Let's go. All right, here we go. All right, Clayton, here we go. Clayton, there you go. There you go. Awesome, here we go. I'm going to do one that says happy birthday, because we got a couple birthdays in here. All right, here we go. Happy birthday coming up. Let's go. What's up, PJ? How you doing? I got you, PJ. All right, make sure you guys are subscribed. Great to have all you guys in here. Make sure we subscribe. Here we go. PJ, Aria, Aiden, all right, here we go. Here we go. There we go. There we go. All right, guys. All my moderators, no more timing out people. We are not going to time out anybody on the chat. So, moderators, please do not time out anybody. All right, here we go. Let them spam. I don't, yeah, we're okay with the spam right now. Here we go. Here we go. No more timeouts. Let's go. All right, PJ. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go. All right, Aria, let's go, let's go. All right, Aria, here we go, here we go. All right, next up is going to be Aiden. Let's get some more names in the list. Here we go. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing. Here we go, here we go. All right, here we go. Asher, thank you so much. Wendison. All right, here we go. Here we go. Samara, I got you, my guy. All right, here we go. Here we go. Paul, let's get you at it as well. Here we go. Here we go. All right, guys. Here we go. All right, Aria. There you go. There you go. Awesome. Next up is going to be Aiden. All right, Aiden, let's go. All right, I see Anderson in the chat. Let's get Anderson. Guys, make sure you are liking and subscribing. Great to have every single one of you in here. Here we go. Here we go. All right, here we go. Let's take a look. All right, Aiden, my guy. There you go. Awesome. Next up is going to be Asher. Here we go. Here we go. All right. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Awesome. Let's get this one going. How do you get yours? Well, let me know you're subscribed and let me know your name. And I'll do one for you, my guy. All right, JNKS. All right, I got you. Thank you, Tiny B. All right, Milo. All right, that's like the best chance. If you want, it's not guaranteed, but if you want the best chance of me getting your name, just tell me you're subscribed and then your name. That's the best way. The money, the most chance to do it. Here we go. Here we go. Awesome. Windesser. Here we go. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Captain's Chubbs. All right. I got you. All right. Caden. All right. Here we go. Here we go. All right. There you go. There you go. All right. Here we go. Anderson. All right. Thank you, Weston, for subscribing. I got you for spin art. Do not worry. I got you in the list. All right, guys, we need a push right now. Make sure we are liking. Make sure we are subscribing. Here we go. Here we go. All right, here we go. Anderson. There we go. There we go. All right, Anderson. Awesome. Samar. Here we go. Here we go. Make sure we are liking and subscribing, guys. Here we go. Here we go. First person to send a super chat or gift, we'll skip the line. First person do it. Let's go. Let's see. All right. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Samir. There you go. Awesome. Next up is going to be Paul. Let's go, Paul. All right, here we go, here we go. All right, my deal. So first, oh, here we go, here we go. Orbital, let me know your name. What's your name? Orbital 836. Let me know your name. What's your name? If I don't see it, by the time this one's done, I'm just going to use your username. So, all right. Here we go. Paul. Here we go. Here we go. Awesome, Paul. There you go. All right. Here we go. Here we go. I got you. Thank you so much for sending that. You have won the game. So, here we go. Here we go. All right, guys, make sure we are subscribing, guys. Thank you so much for the gift. I appreciate it. So, here you go. All right, there you go. Thank you so much. All right, here we go. All right, JNKS, you are up next. Let's go. Why are we deleting messages from Elise? Hold up. Why are we timing out Elise? Don't be doing that. She didn't do anything wrong. Spamming's fine right now. All right. Here we go. Here we go. JNKS. There you go. There you go. All right. Milo. All right, let's go Milo. Elise, I'll get you added to the line. All right, guys, here we go. Here we go. Milo, there you go. There you go. All right, here we go. All right, next up is me, Caden. Make sure if you guys have not subscribed, you are subscribing. Captain Chubbs, there you go. There you go. All right, Caden, let's go. here we go. Here we go. Next up is Weston and then Elise. All right. Here we go. As moderators should not be spamming. Here we go. There you are. If you are a moderator, you should not be spamming. That is how you lose moderator privileges. All right, Elise will be up next. Here we go. Here we go. All right, here we go. Here we go. Weston, there you are. There you are. Awesome. Next one is Elise. Here we go. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, guys, make sure we are subscribing. Great to have every single one of you guys in here. Make sure we're subscribing. Of course, happy to do it. All right, there you go. Elise, there you are. There you are. All right, here we go. All right, let's see. What else do we want? Go Seahawks. Thank you. I agree. Go Seahawks. I see Range in here and Tiny Bean. I am going to do a special one just with both of their names on it. So thank you guys for being great moderators. So thank you. Thank you. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Range and Tiny Bean, thank you so much. Here we go. All right, guys, that is the end of Spin Art. If I get a super chat right now, I will do your name, but I'm going to end it. So, let's see. All right, we're going to end the stream. Thank you, guys.